I'm really pleased to have our first of the 3D design students present her work. Nell, please.
I've been told that, is this, can you hear this?
No.
All right. I've been told that I have about as much of a chance of earning a 1 as a 5 on the AP test. As my mother says, some may see some deep, insightful work with deep meaning, or merely a weird for the sake of weird attempt of portraying a dog sticking its head in a lamp under the guise of art. This phrase, weird for the sake of weird, may be most commonly recognized from a Simpsons episode where Moe Szyslak attempts to explain the postmodern art movement. It's POMO. Postmodern. All right, weird for the sake of weird. TV Tropes, possibly a worse citation than Wikipedia, describes postmodernism as follows. Postmodernism first emerged as a philosophical movement amid the ruins and tribulations of post-war Europe and stems from a general disillusionment with 30s-era modernism brought about by World War II. It was natural and almost inevitable that people who had suffered through the war and the preceding Great Depression would question the ideals of perpetual progress inherent in modernism, and that would lead to a philosophy of questioning everything in general. Although I do not describe my work as postmodern, I recognize that my work appears to lack structure and meaning as well as include some questioning. A few details that connect each of these works are humor, papier-mâché, and the use of eclectic objects. I enjoy the conceptual stage of art making rather than the actual implementation. I doubt I'm alone on this. The dog cone, for example, began merely as a quick thought that popped in my head after discovering a lone headlamp in the art room. I focused on the basic idea and did not make a huge effort to add detail, a flaw or perhaps strength in my art-making progress. If this were 2D artwork, it may be a sketch or caricature. Pain, on the other hand, had a better end. This work, along with the one you will see later, was produced during summer school. My original elective was supposed to be sociology, but a mix of scheduling problems and the eventual cancellation of the class led me here. I do not regret it, but I needed to quickly produce some works the rest of my class was required to make earlier on their own. In this summer piece, I portrayed the deathly agony soon to come from stepping on Legos. With the addition to the detached bloody foot, this made for a slightly gruesome yet entertaining work. This piece, as well as many others, includes little secret cookies that I will not reveal to you where they are, but it's entertaining at least to hide some meaning in my art. Such is also in the case with tea. If you haven't noticed already, my names are slightly unoriginal, just an afterthought. The tea was initially a silver apple in reference to New York City, but it was not big and therefore misplaced. Looking back, I actually prefer the pot because of its unique shape. As an homage to large cities, I wanted something a little tense, a little busy, a little funny, and a little ugly. These colors grossed me out, so I used them. There may be some sort of boiling over or gas released from a chemistry experiment gone wrong, but whatever is occurring is urban and slightly gritty. Okay. Okay.
That's the T. Okay, so they were just out of order. Not a problem. We should have checked that. So now flip back to where we'll. Okay. Is that next?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, no. This is such a mess.
Oh, okay.
Is it that one?
Yes.
Little man?
Little man. The industrial look of tea contrasts with my personal favorite, Little Man. Also created in the summer and influenced by the artist George Littlechild, I created a dreamlike setting with the story of a tiny figure following a thread and making a strange discovery. Nothing from this work is unintentional from color to texture. For example, I tied the string to mythological stories from the String of Fate that connects lives and shapes futures. While I prefer leaving everything up for interpretation in my works, this one has a pretty set meaning to me in comparison to most of my other art pieces. and the last one is werewolfism. This unique piece was created entirely on my own in a sleep-deprived and trance-like state, making it perhaps stranger than the others. It's more abstracted but provides a lot to study. For example, there's a sense of anticipation of the tick marks on concrete, which some people I showed this to thought of imprisonment, or the feeling of being trapped. A small picture of two actors playing out a fight scene was cut out from sheet music. The song that was written about in it was a love song, which I found intriguing, to say the least. I could go on about this, how I found or made my materials, and the stories behind why I did what I did in this work, but I mostly enjoy hearing what others think I meant to say in my pieces. I hope that my work, as well as everyone else's, interests you and sparks your imagination, and perhaps you'll be able to tell us something about our art that the artist was not even aware of. Thank you.